Alright, so what's going on, yo? I'm back with another one, and at the moment, I'm trying to talk about this Gunna Young Thug situation. As a lot of y'all may know, as a lot of y'all probably know already, Young Thug and Gunna have been arrested and indicted on conspiracy racketeering charges and a whole bunch of. Well, Gunna hasn't been charged with a whole bunch of shit, but Young Thug has definitely been charged with a whole lot, and he's being he's being named the leader of what the law is calling organized crime syndicate, YSL. To my knowledge, is I guess the record label, his record label. I mean, they call it a label. I'm sure it's a label on paper, but they had a bunch of street dudes doing street shit on the side. So, Gunna, he wasn't taken in on the raid. He had to turn himself in, and I'm sure that sucked for him. He was a free man, and he had to go give himself up for really petty shit on Gunna's side. I think Gunna has the best case out of everybody, as far as his involvement in illegal activities and what they suspect and they accuse him to be involved in. It's not as much as Young Thug. They're not calling him the leader or anything. They're not calling Gunna the leader. Fucking motorcycles outside. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into it, and we're gonna look at first of all, we're just gonna look at this article right here because there's a misconception that this is a federal case, and just because it's a RICO charge, it is a federal case. And I saw some people say, oh, the sheriffs did the raid for the feds. I don't think that's how that works. Maybe the sheriffs could do that, but I don't think how that works. The sheriffs did the raid because it's a state case. The state district attorney is, filing the charges and going through with the indictment. So, like it says here, like the federal RICO statute, Georgia's version of the law was designed to quell organized crime. So it's basically Georgia's version of the federal RICO statute. Let's read a little bit here. The indictment alleges the RICO conspiracy occurred between 2013 and this year. In the street gang activity count against Young Thug, the indictment says it occurred on or between May 12, 2018 and Sunday. So since May 12, 2018 till Sunday, they've been building a case against Thug. So since 2013, they've been building a RICO conspiracy case, but I guess says that the indictment, it says that the crimes that Thug himself committed, I guess, that he's been charged with happened in 2018. It says, also indicted was the rapper Gunna, real name Sergio Kitchens. The indictment lists the RICO conspiracy charge against him. Gunna's representatives did not immediately respond to requests for comment late Monday. Jail records do not show anyone by the name in custody. So yeah, like I said, Gunna, I know that must have killed him inside. You a free man, and then out of nowhere, your whole team gets taken down, and you gotta go turn yourself in. You gotta go give up. It's pretty crazy, pretty nuts. And then Young Thug is a father of 6, so that's unfortunate. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be locked up. If I guess if you do the crime, you gotta do the time. But I feel like I read through a lot of these here, and it does seem a little bit like they're implicating Young Thug and a bunch of shit that other people did, and they're just saying that, oh, they did it on his behest, like they got permission from Young Thug. So if you see here, it says, and this is not these are not charges. This is basically just like evidence, just like, all right, look at all these instances to prove conspiracy, but they're not charged. These are not charges or anything. But it says on 04/20/2014, so this was in 2014 that they've been getting this on record. It says defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, appeared in a video released on social media where defendant states Red just like Elmo, but I never fucking giggle. YSL won't fold. Pick his ass off from the balcony. YSL wipe a nigga nose. I'ma fuck for the cash. Then she getting robbed by Tig in a Bentley on West Lee, getting trailed by a sniper. All I ever wanted was the money, but your hands. Put your hands in the air if you don't dare. Any motherfuckers to step over here. F and M, put him in a wheelchair. And then it says, end quote, an overt act in furtherance of conspiracy. So you see, this is for them. This is an example of an overt act that furthers their case of conspiracy. So to them, this is like, okay, you see, this points to, yes, he is part of this conspiracy. He is part of this YSL gang that has been conspiring to commit crimes to gain or maintain money, assets, and all that. But I got some key ones here that I want to take a look at. Like, boom. This one, I think it could be a little damning for a Young Thug. You know, and I'm not saying he's guilty of anything, but I'm saying that this could definitely, like, besides the lyrics and all that, they could make an argument like, yeah, he has something to do with this. So it says, on 01/17/2015, so January 7th, 2015, defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did rent a 2014 silver Infiniti Q50 sedan from Hertz Rent-A-Car, which was used in the commission of the murder of Devon Thomas Jr., a rival gang member, on the 10th day of January 2015, which is an act of racketeering activity under I guess they're saying is that murder was an act of racketeering because they have some evidence to maybe say that the murder was to maintain some sort of, you know, to maintain some sort of standing in their business. Like, that murder has something to do with the YSL business, so it falls into the conspiracy. Somehow they believe that murder, you know, they're trying to prove that they did that murder in order to basically help YSL somehow. So the boom is racked into the racketeering activity. Okay, whatever. That was number 17. If y'all want to go take a look at this whole thing, the link is going to be in the description. And okay, now I'm heading down to number 20, page 20. Let me see. 1 second, guys and gals. Jeffrey Williams and Associate Vice. Okay, yeah. On page 20, the first one, number 25 on page 20. This also, to me, is kind of it kind of shows some stupidity from Young Thug's part and the second party that they talk about in here, Kyle Ori. You know, it kind of shows naivety, like naivete and stupidity, and just making mistakes and thinking that, you know, I don't know, not thinking straight. Because it says here, defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, and Kyle Orley, the leader of the criminal street gang Sex Money Murder, did engage in conversation with one another, and the conversation stated that, and I quote, sacrifices must be made, soldiers must fall in order for the battle to be won. The conversation further states, per all 5, HO20, Street Life, KG the God, 3 Shot, Nasty New, and M1, the AKAs of 5 lieutenants of the Sex Money Murder in Georgia. Anybody not under these individuals in the state of Georgia must line up Pete Sap. I don't know what that means. Pete Sap. Pete-Sap. There is no rolling from one to another. Everything is as is if you are one. Everything is as is if you are one. Sex, money, murder, nothing added, nothing taken away. Two guns, an overt act in furtherance of a conspiracy. And you may tell me, oh, Lenny, what you talk about? Yo, Slick, what you talk about? What you mean fucking this means that Young Thug is stupid? You know, this shows, you know, naivete on their part. Cause if you know anything about Kyle Orley, if I'm correct, maybe I googled the wrong person, did the research on the wrong person, but I have it here. Kyle Orley, he basically was convicted to jail for life for the murder of a rapper named Killer. His real name is Robert Daughtry. So yeah, he was sentenced to jail and y'all could read on that whole story here. You know, this Orley guy was I guess was like in the whole music industry, and he was working with this rapper Killer, and Killer stopped fucking with him because I guess he was all talk, and that dude Kyle Orley didn't like it and sent 3 goons to basically rough him up. So, and they basically killed him. So they got charged with kidnapping, murder, felony murder. So yeah. So, but what I'm saying is stupid. Young Thug had a whole conversation with this man that's in jail, and they basically having these like shot caller conversations on jail phones because it's all recorded. They have these conversations quoted. So I think it's pretty stupid, you know, if you Young Thug, you a millionaire, you got these labels, you got these artists, and you having these shot caller conversations over a jail phone or on somebody that has a jail phone. And if you read through all of this, doesn't even matter, because if you read through all of this, you will see that Young Thug's phone was also tapped. At least from 2019 till now, it was tapped. So it may not, his Young Thug's phone may not have been tapped in 2015 when this happened, but they were still definitely recording those jail calls, and they obviously recorded him talking to this guy Kyle Orley, which is, I think Kyle Orley is in the names here. He's Nasty New. Kyle Orley is Nasty New. Yeah, so I think it's pretty stupid. Like, you know, Young Thug is having these conversations, you know, and Ag said something funny. DJ Academics, he said something funny. He was talking about how, you know, Young Thug just thought he was running the mob. He thought he was like this untouchable mobster type figure, and that's what they painting a picture of. That's what they painted a picture of. And I don't want to touch too much on the lyrics and all that, but there's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of like evidence here that they're using that's lyrics and Instagram posts. Is, you know, throwing up the YBL, the YSL sign, hand sign, people with the YSL tattoos on their face, YSL tattoos anywhere, and they painting this picture. They painting this picture. Let me see where else. Let me jump to page 38. I think there was something interesting on page 38. Let me see. Okay, boom. So here it says defendant. This is a post. Defendant Williams, an associate of YSL, posted an image on social media. If it ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I would have been killed. Boom. And obviously he's being charged with facilitating the attempt murder of YFN Lucci. So him posting this online saying I would have been killed you definitely doesn't help his case. And it's definitely dry snitching, bro. Definitely dry snitching. Right here, you got some more stuff about videos. Let me see. Jump to page 50. Okay, You see, and oh yeah, and I put this one in here just to connect it with the other one where he was having the conversation with Kyle Orley, the sex money murder leader, and they was having this whole big shot caller conversation over a jail phone. Which you could tell was a jail phone because they had the conversation quoted. And here you have him on the jail fucking webcam. So it says defendants Marquavius Huey, Tanquarius Mender, and Jeffrey Williams, associate of YSL, conduct a recorded video call with Tanquarius Mender while conduct a recorded video call while Tanquarius Mender was an inmate at the Fulton County Jail. Said video call being recorded in the normal course of business. And during said call, member stated he needed something. Williams pointed to Huey to take care of it and flashed member a YSL gang sign. So boom, there you go again. You know, just like on a jail phone, you've been recorded. They on a fucking jail camera doing gang signs, and that's just that ain't like you said. Like people say, First Amendment, all of that falls on the First Amendment, but the police still have the right to use it as evidence against you to say, you know, this like character is almost like a character witness. You know, a character witness is just to help build whatever case they want to build. You know, it's not they're not charging. You know, they're not charging these people for throwing up gang signs. That's not the charge, but they're using that to say, look, they're throwing these signs because it represents this YSL gang, which is criminal enterprise, you know, organization, whatever. But let's go down to page 52. I just want to go down through some of the more interesting ones, and there's more. These not the most interesting ones. These are the ones that kind of stood out to me as far as like, you know, mistakes that Young Thug made that landed him in this situation, basically. But there was things on here that could have been avoided as far as posts, conversations on phones. All right, and here we have basically the attempt on YFN Lucci. They mention it here, and it says defendants Khalif Adams and Dame Keon Damekian Garlington. So it's okay. So it states here, so as far as the YFN Lucci attempt murder, it states here, Khalif Adams and Demekion Garlington and Jaden Myrick, associates of YSL, did unlawfully with malice, aforethought, and with the intent to kill and commit the felony offense of attempt murder upon personal of Rayshawn Bennett, aka YFN Lucci, rival gang by stabbing. Blah, 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 blah. So they try to kill YFN Lucci in the jail, and they saying, I don't know. They don't really say how they connected to about to say to Jeffries, to Young Thug. They don't really say how they connected, but I'm sure in Discovery they'll put it together. Or how, if they have like any phone calls like that is directly saying, okay, hey, go kill YFN Lucci type shit, you know. If they have any calls with Young Thug saying stuff like that, it's pretty crazy. And then you see here, it's like defended Jeffrey Williams, that's Young Thug. They talk about, oh, you know, he be wearing YSL pendants and bracelets. So they're basically just connecting the dots of like, okay, all these people are part of this YSL thing. And this thing happens to be a criminal organization. That's what they're saying, you know. And like I said earlier, it is unfortunate just because, you know, Young Thug He's a father of six. Gunna, he seems like an artist that just that he seems an artist that just was around a lot of the wrong people as far basically as far as the whole YSL situation, like because if you read through it, Gunna's name only appears in a few of those boxes, and it's basically for throwing up the YSL sign. So he's basically indicted right now for being a part of YSL. They're not really saying that he's committed any crime. They're trying to say the crime that he committed is being a part of this crime syndicate. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Do you think that Young Thug put himself in this position? Do you think that he's been dry snitching on himself? And like I said, y'all can go take a look at the description and take a look at the entire indictment and just, yeah, maybe, tell me what y'all think. Do you think the DA has a strong case? Or do you think these are all a bunch of circumstantial shit that they're trying to stick together? Because a lot of people talk about the feds. And like I said earlier, this is not the feds. This is the state. The state of Georgia has their own version of the RICO charges, of the RICO law, and they've been building a case apparently since 2013. And I mean, yeah, and now they finally moving forward, and I think I ain't gonna lie. It's been a long time. It has been going since 2013, but I think I don't know. From the outside looking in, it seems like a little bit over, like just a DA trying to make a name for herself. Because all these crimes that have been committed through all these years and shit, all those crimes they was talking about, like they could have dead been arrested all these people for like doing those crimes when they did them. But now I guess they all got away with all that shit, or they let them get away with all that shit to now say like, oh, they're a criminal enterprise organization. I don't really think so. I don't really think they're like the mob. Like in their mind, they were trying to move like the mob, I guess. So they were trying to be that. So, I mean, the state and the government is gonna treat you as that if you're trying to move like that. Cause I know like they would post like of him saying shit like that, like we the mob, we this, we that, and it's just an unfortunate situation all around. Just because I know a lot of family is getting affected by this. People lost their lives. The people that lost their lives probably lost it for no reason, and the people that took them lives, they definitely should. They probably got to pay for it. But like I said, tell me in the comments below. Do you think Gunna is gonna get bail? Do you think Young Thug will get some bail? I don't know. There's so much. It shit happened like so out of nowhere. I know this caught people by surprise. I know this caught them by surprise. They probably thought we so good, we got away with all this shit, But fuck no. They've been building a case and trying to make it stick. But one thing that people have been like, oh, they're gonna have a hard time because it's a fed case. It's not a fed case. It's a state case, so it might be easier to fight. They might not have their fucking dots, their I's dotted and their T's crossed. They might not have this shit in order like the feds would. So it might be an easier case just because it's not federal, but obviously it's a lot of information, a lot of shit to dissect, and I want to see what happens of this. Hopefully they let Gunna out, just because from the information I read from there, he shouldn't even be locked up. He shouldn't even be locked up. He ain't doing nothing but fucking represent his label, basically. And if I was his lawyer, that's how I fucking paint it. Like, hey, yeah, he was throwing up all that shit, but that's his label, But tell me in the comments below, what do you think about the arrest? What do you think about Gunna, being wrapped into all of this? And what do you think about Young Thug? What do you think? You think somebody's gonna snitch? As far as Young Thug talks a lot about standing strong and sitting down, and he'll do the time. He's rapped a lot about shit like that. Do y'all think he'll talk? Do y'all think he's ready to give up them 20 years? And just so y'all know, like I said, this is a state case. So in Georgia State, the RICO charge, I guess the jail sentence is 5 to 20 years. So minimum 5 years, maximum 20. Which is a lot. 20 years is a lot of fucking time. If they both get locked up for both 20 years, they'll still come out rich, but that's gonna be I think definitely Gunna definitely can't do no 20 years. he ain't fucking do shit really. Young Thug, I don't know. He might have to sit down for a while. According to the fucking all of that shit that I was reading, he might have to sit down for a while. You know, there was a lot of dry snitching involved, a lot of talk ratting on yourself, a lot of, you know, mocking the courts and the law for getting away with crimes, and I don't think they'll take none of that shit lightly. I don't think the state was taking any of that lightly. I don't think the state was looking over anything. I don't think these people ever got away with a thing. They thought they got away with some shit, and the state was just, because I guess the state felt like, all right, we could arrest these people individually for their crimes when they commit them. You know, one guy gets 5 years, the other guy gets 7, and whatever. Or we could let them all do crimes and paint this picture of, you know, it all happened under the umbrella of YSL and to keep the YSL business and corporation going. And now they fucked. Now these people are fucked. So I don't know. Like I said, tell me in the comments below what y'all think about this whole situation. If I say anything that's wrong, like if this is a federal case and I don't know about it, I think it's a state case. Let me know in the comments below. You know, if you have any information that I think that you think I'd like to know about the case, let me know in the comments below. And and if this video gets up to 20 comments, I'll pick one person, and it can't be one person does 20 comments. It gotta be 20 different comments. If this video gets up to 20 comments, I'll pick a random person, send them $20. It's not much, but you can get yourself a little dinner, a little lunch, maybe put some gas in your tank. I don't know how much gas is these days. Shit is expensive, so $20, you might fucking get yourself around the block, but it is what it is. So if he said, like I said, 20 comments, I'll send out $20. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.